In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up Simply Schedule appointments for a yoga studio. There's an excellent page here that shows a variety of things that you can do, but I'll show you how. I have this website set up for my fake yoga studio, and now I'm going to set up the calendar. The first thing we're going to do is set up some appointment types. Now we have a bunch here for other things, but we want to create new. So let's take a look at the colors we've already used, orange, green, and blue, so we can make some new colors. So let's set up an appointment type for beginner yoga class. And we'll make it 90 minutes. And we'll change the label to this red. There we are. Now let's look at availability. Now, by default, Simply Schedule appointments blocks off blocks of time for like a 30-minute meeting. But for a class, we're going to have start times, and then we know how long they're going to be. The first thing we want to do is undo all of this. So I just clicked in the top corner there, and I'm dragging down here. Then we're going to choose specific start times. And let's say we're going to do yoga at 9:30 a.m. on Monday, but then 10:30 on Tuesday, and we'll do Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9:30, Tuesday, Thursday at 10:30, and then we'll do 2 p.m. on Monday, 3 p.m. on Tuesday, and then again alternate like that, and none on the weekends. There we go. So we're going to move on from here, and we look at capacity. Now, this is a group event, and the capacity is 15. Now, keep in mind, we're not having like a yoga club have one person come sign up 15 people. We're having 15 different people from all over the city individually sign up. But now we can't have more than 15 in a class because our room can't handle that. Let's look at scheduling options. For our time zone, we want locked because it's in a physical time zone that everybody has to go to. We don't need buffers because we have specific times for our events. We don't need a long notice before people sign up. We could have people sign up within 10 minutes of the startup of the thing. If there's room, sure, they can show up. We don't need a year in advance. Let's do 30 days. All right. Now let's look at payments. We do want payment required, or we do want people to pay, but we want them to be able to pay in cash when they show up if they wish. So we're going to set this to optional. And our price is going to be $30 a session. And we do want a cancellation policy because, believe it or not, sometimes people don't feel like doing yoga on the day they signed up. So let's write something like this. And we want it required that they click a checkbox, and we want them to see it everywhere. Now, our payment method is Stripe. If we had set up PayPal, then that would also be an option. You probably saw at the top, our Stripe is currently in test mode. So I should be able to show you how it works. We're going to deal a lot with notifications, but we're going to do it on a different page. So I'm going to skip this for right now. Let's look at booking flow. We want express and single column and show end time. So this is going to speed up the flow quite a bit because we don't need the other things. So let's save this. Now let's go look at notifications. Those are going to be under settings. And right here is notifications. Now we can have two different types, SMS and email. And we don't have Twilio set up right now, so I can't show you that specifically. But we have an excellent video on how to set that up. And once it is set up, it's the same as email. So let's take a look at email. Now these are for other appointment types. So I'm going to add a new one. The first thing we're going to do is give the notification a name. And this is for internal use only. So name it anything you want, something you'll recognize and understand. We're going to create a yoga 1-day reminder. Then we're going to send it to the customer email because we're letting them know, hey, tomorrow you have yoga. So we want to send this 1 day. And before you can choose this, you have to go over here and put time of appointment. And then we can choose before. And now this notification is going to go out 24 hours before. Now you'll note there's a little notification here that says it may be delayed or not sent as expected. That has to do with how WordPress sends emails. If you have a very busy website, you probably won't get a delay at all. But if you don't have much traffic, then it could send the next time your website is loaded. There are options for that. You can read about it under more details. Then we need to connect this notification to an appointment type. And right now it's on all, and we don't want that. So we're going to uncheck all of these, but leave them for the yoga classes. Then we can do a message. We'll put in that for the subject and this for the message. Now, optionally, you can get a live preview. You can choose which appointment type to look at it on, but I recommend the one associated with it. And that's the message they're going to get. And then we click save. Now, I'm going to go create a couple more appointment types. And the only difference is going to be what type of yoga we're doing, because I need 3 to show you things. But I'm not going to do anything new other than I'm going to make one for hot yoga and one for meditation. So through the magic of editing, wait right there. There. Now we have 3 yoga classes. So now I want to go back to notifications. So this time, I've shown you how to make a 1 day before reminder. Next, I'm going to add a thank you notification. And it will again go to the customer. And so we want it to go, say, 30 minutes after they're done. So we want to add time. You didn't see this. The hot yoga is only 30 minutes because nobody needs 90 minutes of hot yoga. So if we want it 30 minutes after they're done, we need to make it an hour after the time of appointment. And our message will be, we're going to add one more reminder, but I want to show you a time-saving way to do it. We have meditative yoga, and we want to make a reminder for 1 day before. Well, we have a 1 day before right here, and so we can click this gear and choose clone, and then edit this one. And everything's pretty much the same. So we'll hit save. And you can see it's right there. So let's leave this one. And now we have 3 different appointment types for beginner yoga, hot yoga, and a meditative yoga class. So let's add it to our page. Here's the page. I'm going to edit. And right here, I'm going to add a new Gutenberg row real quick. And then right now, it's everything. We don't want that. So on the right, we choose appointment type. There's hot yoga, meditative yoga, and beginner yoga. If I'd been thinking, I might have put yoga at the beginning of all these to group them in this form, but it doesn't really matter. The problem with this, choosing it like this, is that if I were to add another class, I'd have to come back in here and check this to add it. So instead of type, I'm going to recommend we choose label, and I will choose yoga. And now in the future, any class that I add to the yoga label will automatically appear here. Now I feel like there's a lot of wasted space here. And so next I'm going to look at the view, and instead of list, choose grid. We could do 2 columns, which would work if I had an even number, but I like grid better. And it gives us 3 like that. And then under booking flow, I'm going to choose express and time of day columns to single column. And that's going to simplify the view quite a bit. So let's save this and go take a look at the front end. There we are. So I'm going to choose hot yoga well, let me show you Monday. I am recording this at 5:30 in the evening on a Friday. So I can't choose Friday because it's past that. So we do Monday, and we'll do 10 a.m. I will put in Denise Zamora's name, and I'm going to choose to pay later. Well, if I choose credit card, then on the next one I will get the thing, but I'm going to choose to pay later. And I agree. Refund only available if canceled more than 4 hours in advance. And I book this appointment. And that's it. I'm signed up. I could edit, I could reschedule, I could cancel, or schedule a new appointment. I can save it to my calendar. And I'm going to get email and text notifications ahead of time. And it's all set. So that's how you set up Simply Schedule appointments for yoga studios.